This video is going to be about how the good things, the good habits, good thinking processes, things of that nature, it's harder to do than the bad things. Ever since I started like the whole little self-improvement journey and things of that nature, I'm probably like a few years in. I've been able to learn a lot about myself. I've been able to accomplish some pretty good things. But one thing that I've always noticed is it's always the bad stuff. It's always like the bad habits that's not easy to, or not easy, not damn, let me get out what I'm trying to say. It's always the bad habits that's easier to do than the good habits. And that can be like that can even go like as far as like even like thought process wise, like even thinking about bad stuff. Like for a while I would have this issue where I would argue with people in my head. Like actually I might make a whole video about it, but I believe it's a book by Neville Goddard. It's called like The Power of Awareness or something like that. And one of the pages in the book, he talks about how one of his clients, this lady that he worked with or he was mentoring, she had an issue with arguing with her boss, and it was starting to hinder her in the workplace because she was trying to get a promotion. You know, she's trying to provide for her family and things of that nature, trying to make some extra cheddar. You feel me? But one thing that he told her to stop arguing with her boss in her head. Stop beefing with people in your head. And you don't realize how much you'll do something like that, especially if you've been doing it from day one. Like, it's so easy to think of a bad scenario that can happen within like the next 5 minutes, but it's like 10 times harder to think about something good that happens or something good that can happen. And I also think this is why a lot of people have trouble manifesting, because they're too worried about, oh, what if this goes wrong? What if this goes wrong? Even when we're not talking about manifestation, a lot of people hinder themselves, or a lot of people will fuck up their opportunities because of their thought process when it comes to like, oh, what if something happens? What if this happens? What if that happens? You feel me? And after being in the whole little self-improvement space for a little while, consumption-wise and like, you know, experience-wise, I would say I'm a practitioner of self-improvement. That's one of the main things that I notice will make or break somebody's journey, is if they have bad thinking habits, if they're always thinking about what's gonna happen. Now, even being too worried about the future, bro, you can't do that either. Because when you're not appreciating the moment, when you're not focused about what's happening now, it's not as easy to enjoy life in general. I'm not gonna lie. Now imagine it not being easy to enjoy life because you're doing that. Imagine how hard it's gonna be for somebody to reach their goals if they're not enjoying the journey in general. Like, how are you gonna get to your goals? How are you gonna reach your goals if you don't even like where you at right now, or you don't even like how the journey is going? It's not supposed to be easy, but like at the same time, bro, you might as well enjoy it while you're here. You feel me? Because you're not doing nothing else. You might as well enjoy it while you're here. A video had started playing with my glasses. I had to pause the video real quick. But look though, Let me get right back into it. I feel like this all comes from day one. We're conditioned to think this way. We're conditioned to think that something bad's gonna happen. Even like when I think about like going to school and things of that nature, they always warn you about stuff, but they never warn you about what good can happen from you like stepping out of your comfort zone and things of that nature. They always warn you about the bad stuff that happens from stepping out of your comfort zone. They never warn you about the good stuff, or they never tell you about the good stuff, what good can happen from you taking this step, being a little risky. Nobody talks about risk in school when you're growing up. Nobody talks about that. That's kind of crazy, actually. But I feel like I'm kind of going off topic. The main point is the bad stuff is easier to do. Now that might be because it feels better. You get like a little dopamine boost from it, or even sometimes it doesn't feel better. But some people like the feeling of guilt. Some people like feeling guilty. Do you understand that? Some people like feeling guilty. So you might be one of those people. I was definitely one of those people in the past. I can't lie. I've been one of those guys that likes feeling guilty. So mostly I can only speak from experience. You feel me? And it's like, I don't know. This is just something I wanted to talk about because I feel like it starts at awareness. Like as cliche as that sounds, being able to look at your patterns and be like, damn, I'm really doing this right now. That starts with being in the moment. To bring this back around to what I was talking about earlier, when you're too worried about the future, you can't focus on what's happening now if you're worried about what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, in the next 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, next day, next year, next week. You feel me? It's going to be harder to lock in on what's going on in front of you if you're too focused about what's going to happen after what's going on in front of you. So like a way I've helped myself get past this whole thinking habit hiccup is I spend time in silence, meditation, things of that nature. Take a step away. Take a step away from something that's in front of your face. Even sitting in your room and staring at the wall is more productive than scrolling on social media. Because when you're scrolling on social media, your brain is actively worried about what's going to happen next. There's no empty space. There's no downtime for your brain. A lot of people don't even realize this. We're constantly doing stuff all day. Like, we constantly doing something. Right now, I'm sitting in the car talking to a camera. After I'm done talking to this camera, I'm going to drive home. After I drive home, I'm probably going to, who knows, brush my teeth, take a shower, goddamn. Don't get twisted. I already brushed my teeth today. I just ate. Brush my teeth, take a shower, lay down. I'm tired as hell. I'm probably gonna take a nap. When I wake up, I'm gonna leave again. I gotta pick up somebody. I gotta goddamn do this, do that. Gotta work. I'm not gonna have a lot of time. Well, I am. I'm gonna have plenty of time. But most likely, there's not gonna be a lot of time allocated to sitting in silence, which is something I'm working on. You know, obviously, me talking about it now, I'm gonna have to do that shit today because I can't talk about it and just not do it. But like, think about that, bro. Like, we constantly doing something. It's always something that our brain is working on. So when you get in that space when you're not doing anything, you just staring at a wall, or maybe you even just sitting up in crisscross applesauce pose with your eyes closed. You're gonna be thinking, your brain is gonna go into, it's gonna start to look at itself. You're gonna start to look at your own thoughts. Like, when I close my eyes, I can see my thoughts. It's like that. That's just how my shit goes. I be seeing my thoughts. I be like, damn. Like, I be seeing them in little bubbles. I like to visualize. So I see my thoughts in little bubbles. I'll be like, wow, this thought is really floating this way. Wow, I'm really thinking about food right now. Wow, what am I gonna do tomorrow? And you start to realize, like, damn, like I'm constantly thinking about something. I'm constantly stimulating my brain from nothing. It's always something from nothing. And we're able to do that. We're able to sit in silence and really like observe your thought process, observe the brain, and observe the mind, and really look at like, wow, this shit really, it's really just thought after thought. It's like stacking Legos on top of each other. It's brick after brick. It's always something there. It's always something. You feel me? And when you start to pay attention to this, you start to realize, like, you really start to realize how interesting the human mind is, and how manipulable, is that the word I'm looking for? How easy to manipulate the brain is. So nowadays, every time I get a thought that's like not too positive, not on the greatest side, I'll be like, damn, I'm really arguing with somebody in my head again. And then I catch myself like that. I catch myself. And I just stop. Even I get to the point, I'll be driving in a car in complete silence. And I'll be like, stop! Because I catch myself. I'll be thinking about some fuck shit. So it's like, I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to make something. To be honest, I haven't posted on here in a while, so. But yeah, bro, just pay attention, and pay attention to what you're thinking about, and pay attention to how often you think about stuff. Because they always say too much of something is bad, and when you stack a little bit, those little thoughts, that shit adds up. It adds up. It's like a pile. It's like throwing paper balls into a trash can. It's gonna fill up the trash can eventually. Those thoughts are gonna stack up, and they're gonna become habits. Those habits are gonna materialize. When those habits bunch up in a big little chunk inside your mind, it's gonna materialize on the outside of your mind too. So yeah, that was just a short video. Drink water.